Hi, I'm Lisa and I'm from the Pretty Sweaty Stuff Yoga. So we'll start in a nice comfortable seated position, whatever feels good for you. Maybe sitting on top of a block or maybe a couple of cushions. Closing down the eyes and just really give yourself time to relax. Relax your whole body. Relax your whole mind. And starting to notice your breath here. Notice the areas of the body that the natural breath is reaching. And then we'll begin to slow down the breath. Taking a big inhale. Easy exhale through the nose. Twice more, big inhale. Easy exhale. One last time, big inhale. Long exhale. Keeping this new quality of breath throughout the practice. Whenever you're ready, we'll come to our hands and knees, tabletop position. Shoulder stacks on top of the wrists, knees about hip width distance apart. Spread through the fingertips, ground through the inner palms and the knuckles. Cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, pull the chest through the arms, look up. And as you exhale, round the back, push the ground away from you, chin to chest, cat. And again, inhale for your cow pose, dip the belly, pull the chest through, look up. And as you exhale, really push the mat away from you to create that roundness in the upper back. One last time, inhale for your cow pose. And as you exhale for your cat, making sure that the belly's drawn in. Keep the neck nice and long and keep checking in with the inner palms, making sure that they stay super grounded here. Or just scooch the knees slightly behind the hips for your modified plank pose. Nice clean line from the chest all the way to the hips. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing the forearms together. If you've got a little bit more energy today, extend both legs behind you for your full plank pose. So nothing has really changed here apart from the legs are extended out behind you. Keep activating into the quads and keep breathing. Come back to your modified plank pose, shift forwards, and then lower yourself all the way to the ground. Squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Turn the inner thighs up towards the ceiling and then interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Keep the glutes slightly activated. You can stay nice and low. If it feels okay, we'll lift the chest up. Keep pressing down on the tops of the feet and roll the shoulders back. If you like, lift the legs up too. Think about really stretching from the crown of the head all the way towards your tippy toes. And then slowly lower all the way down. Placing your hands by the ribs, elbows behind you, push yourself back up to your tabletop position. Adjust yourself if you need to. Shoulder stacks on top of the wrists as you begin to extend and float your right leg behind you. Keep dropping down on that right hip, and if you like, you can always extend your left arm out in front of you. And then begin to connect elbow to knee. Inhale, release, stretch through the arm and the leg, and as you exhale, elbow to knee. One last time, inhale, release, stretch through the arm and the leg, and as you exhale, elbow to knee and crunch. And then slowly release. Beginning to set up for your modified side plank on that left hand. Maybe swing the left foot behind you and roll your whole body open towards the right as you stack the hips on top of each other. Maybe extending your right leg long to the back of the mat. Sweeping your right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your right leg up, and as you exhale, tap the foot to the ground. And then inhale lifts you up like a star, And as you exhale, slide your right hand down your right leg, sweep your left arm up and over the head. And then slowly lift all the way up, release your hands to the mat, come back to your tabletop position. Floating your left leg behind you. You can stay here if you like, reach your right arm out in front of you. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, elbow to knee and crunch. Inhale, release, reach through the arm and the leg, and as you exhale, elbow to knee and crunch. One last time, inhale, release, and as you exhale, crunch. Setting up for your modified plank pose on that right hand. Again, maybe swinging that left foot behind you, roll your whole body open towards the left, and maybe keeping that left leg long to the back of the mat, reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep drawing the belly in, nice long neck. And then again, if you like, inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale, tap the foot to the ground. Inhale lifts you up like a star, and as you exhale, left hand down that left leg, right arm sweeps up and over. Inhale lifts you all the way up. Exhale, hands to the mat, tabletop. Step your right foot forward, followed by your left. Standing forward fold. Maybe interlace your fingers behind you, pinning out through the legs. And then release the grip, press down the feet, and then slowly unroll, standing nice and tall at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach through the fingertips, maybe add in a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, fold forwards. Hands on top of the shins or to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lifts you all the way up, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, hands together at heart center. Finding purpose here, so really press the hands together. Lean towards that right foot as you squeeze your left knee in. And then slowly step your left foot behind you. Spin and ground it down as we set up for your warrior two. Traditionally, front heel intersects the back arch of the foot, and check that the front knee stacks on top of the ankle. So you're about one leg's distance apart. Make sure you're not hinging too far forwards. Think about stacking the shoulders on top of the hips. How can you create more length along the side? Inhale, lifts the arms up towards the ceiling, front leg extends. And as you exhale, sink back in for your warrior two. Two more. Inhale, reach up, front leg straightens. And as you exhale, sink in, warrior two. One last time, inhale, picks you up, reach through the fingertips. And as you exhale, sink in, warrior two. Begin to flip the front palm up, reach forwards, reverse your warrior. Left hand down the back leg, right arm reaches up and over. Keep watching out for that front knee. Inhale, picks you up. Exhale, front leg straightens and pivot your right toes towards the long side of the mat. So 10 toes pointing towards the left. Lift the arches of the feet up. Inhale, find length along the spine. As you exhale, fold down halfway. So you can stay here. Keep the back nice and long, activate into the quads. And if you've got them handy, use the blocks to lift the floor up to you. Remembering that blocks have 3 different levels here. If you've got a little bit more space, you can always begin to fold forwards, making sure that the back doesn't curve here. Keep pressing down on the outer feet and draw the belly in. Inhale, halfway lift, pull the chest through. And as you exhale, pivot 10 toes back to the top of the mat. Lower lunge. Front knee stacks on top of the ankle and keep pulling back on that right hip. Nice, long, straight body. And then step the foot forward, folding forwards. Press down the feet, inhale, lifts you all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, folds you all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on top of the shins. Exhale, fold forwards. Press down the feet, inhale, lifts you all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Lean towards your left foot. Inhale, hug your right knee in, stand nice and tall. And as you exhale, step your right foot behind you. Spin and ground it down, so back toes turns in slightly. Check in with your front knee. Stacks on top of the ankle and it's not rolling inwards. Arms in line with your shoulders. Breathe. Keep pressing down on that right foot. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling, front leg straightens. And as you exhale, sink back into your warrior two. Twice more, inhale, reach up, reach through the fingertips. And as you exhale, sink in, warrior two. One last time, inhale, lift the arms, front leg straightens. And as you exhale, sink in for your warrior two. Reach forward, flip the front palm up, reverse your warrior. Right hand down your back leg, left arm sweeps up and over. Keep that front knee bent. Inhale, lift, front leg straightens. Pivot the front toes towards the long side of the mat. So 10 toes points towards the right. I'll turn around for you. Hands on top of the hips, find length. And then begin to fold forwards. So if you've got blocks, maybe you'd like to use them. You can also use a chair. And if you like, this time round, you can always interlace your fingers behind your back and then maybe send the arms over the head. Completely up to you. Keep the quads nice and active here. Then pivot 10 toes back to the front of the mat. Lower lunge. Front knee stacks on top of the ankle and think about being on a railway track rather than a tight rope. Squeeze in the thighs together. Press down on that left foot, step your right foot forward, folding forwards. Press down the feet, inhale, lifts you all the way up, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, hands together at heart center, press the palms together. Big toes together, tiny gap in the heels. Bend your knees, sweep the floor with your middle finger. Find your chair pose. So sink the butt back behind you and find that slope along the spine. And checking down to see if you can still see the toes. And then whenever you're ready, take your time, lower the seat to the ground. Setting up for boat pose Navasana. So fingertips behind you, heels out in front of you. Send the chest forward as you again find that slight slope. You can stay here if you like, pick the legs up or maybe arms by your legs. Making sure that you're not curving into the back here. Don't be afraid to keep the fingertips behind you. And then slowly release the legs. And then come to lie on your back. Hug the knees in as you gently rock side to side. Just gently massaging into the lower back here. Separate the knees and the feet wider than hip width distance apart. You can stay here, keep the lower back grounded. If you like, hug the knees in towards the armpits. Or grab onto the ankles, the calves, or the outer feet. Soles towards the ceiling for happy baby. Notice if you're lifting the lower back up here. And you'll know if you've gone too far in this stretch, if you're struggling to breathe here. And whenever you're ready, come to hug the knees back in as you gently again rock side to side. Setting up for your reclined spinal twist. So gently guide your knees over towards the left, maybe stacking the knees on top of a block or a couple of cushions. And then maybe turn your head towards the right, and if it feels good, you can allow the arms to fall open. So using a block or a couple of cushions here will take that effort away if you're a little bit tighter in the outer hip and the lower back here. Remember to never be afraid to use props. Come to hug the knees back in as you gently again rock side to side. Hopping the hips towards the left and then guide your knees over towards the right. And again, maybe turning the head towards the left and maybe allowing the arms to fall open. And just really begin to come back to that natural breath. Come back through center. Hug the knees in as you gently rock side to side. taking a controlled breath together here. So take a big inhale, fill up the lungs. And then as you exhale, release the legs out in front of you, arms by your sides, palm faces up, eyes closed. Final pose. And just tap into sensation here. How does the body feel? Staying here as long as you need to. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you. With love and gratitude. Namaste.